Good afternoon and welcome to A Conversation with Attorneys Tolbert. I am so delighted to be in beautiful Gary, Indiana, in the offices of Tolbert and Tolbert with Shalise Tolbert, Michael Tolbert. I have been trying to catch up with you all, and I understand when people have to go to court, they have to go to court. When people have to go to work, they have to go to work. But at last, on a nice, terrific Tuesday evening, we are here because people need to catch up with the Tolberts. That's what they tell me. What are the Tolberts doing? And so I'm going to start the conversation with last Sunday. Oh my God, June 6th, the two of you were given the illustrious honor of delivering the commencement address for Westside Leadership Academy. I will start with my fellow alum. Shalise, what was that like?
Oh my goodness, pause up. It was an honor. I'm very humbled that we were asked to do this. It was almost 28 years to the day that I graduated in '93. We graduated on June 7th, which was a Monday, and hot in the auditorium.
And it was hot the other day too,
yes,
right?
But it was very exciting to inspire that class of 2021.
And I'm thinking, Michael, with it being a pandemic, it kind of hit different about the messaging. You know, it's one thing to be like, go out and be great, but they hadn't even been in school much. And so this was like their first big thing to attend. And here the two of you are saying, go out in the world and be great.
Well, I mean, it was just a great opportunity, and it's always nice to talk to kids because I remember when I was in that position once, and it's just good to hear inspiring words and not doom and gloom all the time, and let them know that they're special, which Shalise did a good job of all 28 and a half minutes that she took doing the address.
But
we're not going to talk about that. She's a cougar,
she's a
you know.
cougar.
She has all her alum points that she got a chance to take. So you know, she was. I gave her a pass. She got her get out of cougar.
The cougar
jail
did.
free
Okay,
pass,
all right.
So,
well, is there
that's
anything that you missed saying at the graduation that you want to say now to any cougars and graduates watching? What did we miss?
Nothing much. You know, I had a whole bunch to say, but she took my thunder. You know, so you know, she couldn't have said it better. You know.
Oh,
Please
wow.
too. But I will say that you both had these distinct messages. You took us down memory lane, and then you gave us the jerseys to wear, and I especially love the message of being Gary proud. And that is why I think Dr. McNulty made a great decision. It was her idea. And said, what do you think about the Tolberts together? I was like, that would be dope. So congratulations on that. For those of you who missed it, of course it lives on the Tolberts page. It lives on YouTube, and it lives on the Gary Community School Corporation page and the Westside Leadership Academy page. So they should not have any problem finding the graduation and listening to that wonderful address. Now, another one of the things that you all are so known for as a firm, as a team, and as natives of the region is giving back. And so I get these random texts to try to stay in touch with what you all have going on. I know you're on the go, and I try to decipher what you're doing, what's going on. And so most recently, I got a photo of a big Tolbert and Tolbert side in the middle of a boxing ring, and I was like, okay, are they fighting? I know you got your black belt. I'm like, what are they doing now? What did that mean, Mr. Attorney Tolbert?
Well, I would say combat sports has always been a big part of my life. So I took karate as a kid, and what a lot of people don't know about me is they think that football and basketball, particularly basketball, is my favorite sport. But really, boxing is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
I love boxing. I have a passion for it. I watch it all the time. Muhammad Ali is one of my idols. If you go into my office, you see a lot of Muhammad Ali pictures. But we were approached by a gentleman who was starting a youth boxing league at the Hudson and Campbell. And I really wanted to help. Shalise and I really wanted to help because that's something that, again, I'm passionate about. And not only boxing, but helping children in this community aspire to be better. And I think that sports is really a great foundation to allow, to teach kids respect, to teach them humbleness, to teach them all the things that they need to be great contributors to society. So we jump 2 fists in, 2 fists in, and we did our sponsorship, and we want to continue to support the youth boxing.
That's amazing. Hopefully we'll get to see you get in there and be a sparring partner or something. Don't just throw the dollars, throw the punches.
No, he's too pretty.
I forgot. I digress.
Muhammad Ali.
Shout out to the Noobs.
Shout
Right,
out to the
he's
Noobs.
too pretty.
I wasn't even going there.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Too pretty to
'cause
die.
We married them, so we
You
already
know
know
what?
bathroom
Yeah,
time. I'll leave it at that. Attorney Tolbert, as in Shalise.
Yes.
You too stay so active in the community. Just wanted to get a little update. Anything going on with UNCF and your many other engagements in the community?
Well, yes, UNCF, we just closed up our scholarship application, so we are now deciding, looking at the applications to see who usually we get 8 to 10 recipients. So we will be making those decisions pretty soon and getting ready to have a virtual reception for those recipients.
Nice.
So our scholarships through UNCF range up to $5,000 a piece based on need. And so there will be at least 8 to 10 lucky Northwest Indiana recipients of this scholarship from our Northwest Indiana Council.
Wonderful.
Council.
And you know I'm excited about that, serving on that board with you. I know well how excited the students are about receiving those dollars and
Yes.
how needed they are to get
Yes.
them to and
through
through college.
Yes,
That's right. That's
absolutely.
right. And speaking of making decisions, for those of you who read the recent newsletter that you all released, we were bragging on you about making the decisions for the Indiana State Bar, like helping design the questions. I mean, that's pretty important, Shalise. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Indiana State Bar exam is actually going through a change. So what it used to be when Michael and I graduated, we took the last all essay exam. It used to be 20 essay questions.
Oh, kill me now.
Yeah, and so over 2 days. So the summer of 2000 was the last time that was given, and then it was changed to what was called a multi-state exam, which included 6 essay questions, long essay questions that covered Indiana law. So as a member of this board, the board members wrote the questions and the answers for the Indiana essay portion, which I've been a member of this board since the end of 2014, and I currently serve as the vice president. So now what's happening is that February exam was the last one with that type of question in it, and is now changing to the uniform bar exam.
Okay.
So we are going through some transitions here, and we've got a bar exam coming up at the end of July that I'll be grading in August.
Ooh-wee.
And it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding, and it's very needed that we are represented on boards like that.
That's what I was going to say. The representation, it's the representation for me, as the young people would say. And just to be able to monitor the content of the questions. You know how we look at various standardized tests and say, is this culturally biased? Is this fair to ask in this state versus another state? And those type of things. So you're helping to oversee that, right?
Well, yeah, but what has happened now is because we are switching to the uniform bar exam, it is going to now be similar to, I think it's up to 38 states in the country that have the uniform bar exam.
Okay.
And then what's going to happen is there's going to be somewhat of what's called a learning component that covers the Indiana law.
Okay.
That will be mandatory for those that take the exam. So.
That's good stuff. And speaking of the Indiana State Bar, the Indiana State Bar Association, we are seated at the table with the president. Are there any updates going on with the Indiana State Bar Association? I follow it. I'm like, who would have thought I would be following the Indiana State Bar Association on Twitter? What do you
Appreciate that follow.
No problem.
Yeah, well, we're always doing stuff. You know, we our executive director and the staff are pretty active, and we just finished a pretty comprehensive strategic plan.
Oh.
And we'll be rolling that out probably within the next, I would say, maybe 60 days or so. But I'm very excited about that because the organization really, it's already a robust organization that does so much, but now there's a focus to it that we probably hadn't had in a number of years with our strategic plan. So our membership is up.
Oh, good.
And with the strategic plan, I think that we're going to probably attract more members because we'll be very active and focused on specific parts of what our membership. We did a membership survey. They pretty much, kind of told us what we need to do and what they want to see, and we have some good information that can really target market. So we're very excited about that. By the time it gets rolling, I'll be pushed out of the door. I'll be old news. But
you'll be emeritus. But that means that you will have played a part in history as far as laying the foundation for that strategic plan. I get it. This is why I wanted to have these monthly conversations with you, because people need to recognize and realize that we have decision makers in our midst. I mean, when people say you're attorneys, it's like, okay, you defend people, you go to court, and you study law, and that's it. But there are many layers to Tolbert and Tolbert that I love to tell the story about, from the philanthropic portion to just being involved in the lawmaking and just strategic plans. There's a lot to be proud of, and so these conversations will continue. So now, Tolbert and Tolbert proper. And I have to give a shout out to State Representative Vernon G. Smith. As we talk about the Indiana State Bar Association, he did a thing down at the State House. What did he do?
Well, he honored the State Bar, particularly the executive team that we put together for the diversity that's involved. It's the first time that all the officer positions with the State Bar have been comprised of people of color. So he honored that on the State House floor, and it was totally unexpected, totally a surprise to me. And I'm just very happy that he did that, because I think it spotlights a diversity need and issue that we need really in our association. Not just as lawyers, but just in society. I think that it's nice to really highlight people of color and show that we can do so many different things.
When given the opportunity, when doors are open, seats at the table are made. And yes, thank you, Dr. Smith. And he has always been like that. If you know Dr. Smith, he'll send clips from his office when you appear in the paper. All those things, the old school way of saying thank you. And so that's a great thing. Thank you, Dr. Smith. So last but not least, we got to bring it all the way home, since we're sitting right here in the offices of Tolbert and Tolbert. What's going on here? Are we hiring? Do we have interns? Can we shadow you? What's going on, Shalise?
Well, we are still looking for a paralegal.
Hello.
So we do need applications. You can email them to me, stolbert@tolbertlegal.com, or if you participate in any of the job boards, we utilize Indeed or our Facebook page. So if you have some paralegal experience in the civil arena, we would love to have you be a part of our team.
And just so people who are still familiarizing themselves with Tolbert and Tolbert, Michael, could you just give the quick spiel on the types of law that you cover?
I would like to say we fashion ourselves as a litigation boutique. We do a lot of complex litigation that involves personal injury from both the plaintiffs and the defense side. And we do a lot of commercial defense, where we represent business entities. And that ranges from not only private but also public sector businesses as well. So we represent a lot of cities and towns. We represent insurance companies. We represent small business. And we represent individuals. So
my neck.
Right.
So we do a lot.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And as this interview has shown, they do a lot, not only in the legal realm, but all throughout the community. It has been my honor, pleasure, and privilege to talk with attorneys Tolbert, Shalise, and Michael Tolbert of Tolbert and Tolbert Legal, located right here in Gary, Indiana. If you are in search of capable counsel, professional counsel, God-fearing counsel, then please do me a favor and take a look at the Tolberts. I have been your host today, Chelsea Whittington. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.